Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I think so. We'll find out.
It's gonna be great.
I had just moved to Traverse City in September of 2016, and Jose and I met at the end of January, and I was pregnant by like mid-February, so it was like really fast. It was like like a rash decision, right? Mm-hmm. But I didn't, and I was like very in denial about the possibility that I could be pregnant. I have family with certain disorders where they can't get pregnant or can't get pregnant easily. And so I had some similar symptoms physically, so I was like, it's probably the same, it's fine, you know. I wasn't ever on any birth control. I was a virgin until that point, actually. I was 26. It was actually Jose who was like, I think you should get a pregnancy test. And I was like, no, I don't think so. I don't want to know. Literally, it wasn't even, you know how it's like says like, wait a few minutes. Like it was like 30 seconds and 2 very solid lines. And I was like, oh, I just remember sitting there just like, I felt the blood rush from my head. Like, oh, the shock and also the horror, like at the same time, like, how do I explain this? I think at that moment, it was like so much depended on his reaction, right? It was just like, I am so scared and so nervous and I don't want to go through this alone. Yeah. So I just remember him being like, well, we can't turn back time. We can't undo our actions. So we just take it one step at a time. And he was just very like calm, cool, and collected. And I know inside he was freaking out, but like he was just so calm in that moment that was so helpful because I was just like, oh my gosh. And so I came in for my first ultrasound and I just remember like sobbing through that because it was so beautiful because like, even though I was like just completely freaked out and scared and like, what do I do, you know, about everything. I just remember seeing her move so much, and it was, I think like I was at like 10 weeks. Wow. So just barely past 2 months, you know, and she was just literally just like doing barrel rolls in my stomach. I was like, holy cow, I'm gonna have a hyper kid. Am I prepared? So but I just remember being like so in awe of that, and I think it made her more of a person. Like it connect, you know, there's a baby growing inside of you, but then seeing that baby, it was like, that's a baby and it's alive and it's very, like, she was so active and her little heartbeat was so fast and I was just like, oh, like it's real. And I don't know, I think when I had contemplated, like there was just in the back of my mind, like the easy way out, abortion. I just remember being like, my perspective on things is that like God doesn't punish sin with life. Like he's not going to be like, shame on you, I'm going to give you this beautiful little life, you know, like. So I really from the very beginning looked at her as a way of like the grace of God in my life. And even though I was not on great terms with God at the time, but it was still like something in the back of my mind that like she was actually a gift, like in place of what I should receive. Like she is actually this beautiful little life, and I knew that like to look at her as a blessing as opposed to like this consequence, you know, like she is, you know, a result of actions, right? So but that doesn't mean that it was like a negative consequence to that.
And what about you and Jose now? So where are you now?
Yeah, so we got married the 1st of March 2 years ago. After many ups and downs of like, do we, don't we, do we, don't we, do we, you know, and like ultimately it was like, do we love each other? Yes. Do we have a child together? Yes. Do we want to make this work? Yes. You know, like there's a lot of things, you know. The experience I had here at your offices was invaluable. It was so important, I think, in the trajectory of how my life went and how decisions that were made, and just as simple as like the conversation that I was going to have with my parents and like preparing me emotionally and mentally for that, and then just like my outlook on my whole pregnancy. Like honestly, it affected all of that. So that was I would say very impactful in all of that. And those are just like foundational pieces that are so important to, especially, I mean, I know that I had support outside of here, but I can just see how important it would be for somebody who has zero support. And like, I was very distant from my family at that point, like they were a couple hours away. So I knew, I had that in the back of my mind, like if I can't, I know where I can get help. And if I need counsel, if I just need guidance of any kind, I knew that there was a lot of resources, and you guys could even direct me to more resources. If you didn't have it, you could send me in the direction where I needed to go. And so it was a lot of just like, you know, doctors, they can like help you understand like all the medical side of things, like this is how this is gonna go. But you guys, I felt like, are very good at like, this is like setting up the psychological and emotional side of it, of just like getting yourself in a place where, or like a starting point even, of just like taking you in the right way, as opposed to best of luck, you know. Just like, yeah, it's really hard, bye, you know, like
hope it goes well.
Yeah, like you guys, I know there, I actually didn't ever come back for there was like a little gift bag. They said like, you know, at the end when you know what you're having and blah, blah. I didn't ever come back because I was like, I don't want to take from somebody else that really needs it. Yeah. So, but I knew, I was like, I know that like, there's even like those little like outreaches that you guys have as far as like things that you're providing to new mothers. And so it was just one of those things where I was like just totally like impacted for the positive. So a huge thank you, because honestly, I don't know. I mean, who knows the trajectory, like, you know, because those things were so impactful right at the beginning. And so my boss actually does some volunteer work here, and I had to come in and meet him here for like a minute, and I had my daughter with me. And I hadn't told anyone, like I also know just some staff here, other staff, and so I hadn't even told anyone that like that I had been through this. Not that I had like kept it a secret, but like just never had that conversation with them. And so I just coming in, I was like, oh my gosh, like I remember walking in this door and like having her here, but she's now here, you know, like holding hands with her as I'm walking in, and it's just like this, I got really choked up at the moment, and I was just like, ooh, ooh, I can't talk about it, but like it was so, it was just a beautiful thing, like coming back, but like
with her.
Yeah, with her, and like having her big and like seeing this place, like one day she's gonna know, like she'll be able to recall in her memories, like remember when we went and did that thing? That's where mommy went when she was first pregnant with you. And you know, like that's gonna be something that like even she will see the impact of. You know, it's one of those things where like that first time through the door, you have no idea what your future holds. You have no idea how this is all gonna play out, you know, at all. And like just having, you know, it was essentially coming in and having hindsight, you know, like this like this little beautiful life that like she is literally the joy of my existence. And I just like, and laughing daily, and also pulling my hair out, but like laughing daily. And those laughs are like way more than the stress, way more than the, you know, the hard parts of being a parent. Like it's all worth it for this little like ball of joy that you have, you know. So I don't know, it was just so beautiful, like having that experience, like being like, I remember those feelings when I was coming in here for the first time, and like coming in now, and just like I said, like from here to here, like it just was, it was a very profound moment, honestly. And I came in for something so silly, like I had to like drop something off to my boss, and was like, oh, before I, you know, forget, here's this thing. But it was just like I just, you know, like there's those moments where like God like shows you something really powerful and awesome, and you have nothing else to do but like cover your mouth and just be like in awe. And like that's really what that was. It was just like knowing that like God was there all along. He was guiding me all along. And even though I made mistakes, and you know, made these big whoop steps, you know, he was still there. Like, but like there's that, I don't even know who the artist is, there's a song about like you know, we all ask like, God, like, why don't you fix this? Why don't you do this? And then he's like, hello, that's why I have you, like the body of Christ, you know, that's why this ministry stands. And like, God is using the people that donate and the people that are participants and like volunteer work and everything, all the aspects of it, like they're impacting eternal things, you know, like it's not just like, oh yay, we saved somebody from, you know, walking down this road or doing that. like there's in that same thing, it's easy to like disconnect yourself from that true impact. But like there was just that moment when I came in that second time, just realizing like the real impact of what like supporters have done, but like how God has worked through people to have this here and to have the ability to do what you guys do. So it was very like emotional and just like really powerful, honestly, to like be able to have that moment to come back and realize like, wow, like God did a pretty cool work. You know, really it's all him, like truly, like every step of the way, you know. So anyway, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think we should bring Cassie in here.
Yep.
My turn.
Yep, it's your turn.
So, what is your name?
Cassie.
Cassie.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking with us, Cassie. So how old are you?
3.
3. Wow. What is one of your favorite things to play at home?
Fairies.
Fairies?
Yeah.
You like to play fairies?
She also likes to play that she's a mermaid when at bath time. Yeah. What's your favorite color?
Rainbow.
Yeah, we like all the colors, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite book?
Hopping and rock. I like to talk like that.
Do you like to sing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like to dance?
Yeah.
Oh.
What else
yeah.
do you like to do?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, show us something.
Yeah. I'm gonna sing Twinkle Door. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How wonder what you are. Diamonds in the sky. How wonder you are.
Woo! That was
Super
awesome! That was a great song!
So good.
I'm gonna sing ABC.
Do it.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Q, R, X, Y, Z.
Wow.
Skip the few, just keeping it short.
You're so fun. Thanks for talking to us.
Totally.
Do this.
Totally.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Bye, friends.
Bye.